It was a bright afternoon at a busy airport. Everything seemed normal until a tall, quiet boy walked through the crowded terminal. His name was Barron Trump, but there was nothing flashy about him. He wore simple clothes and carried a plain backpack, looking like any other teenager. But this wasn't just any teenager. He was the son of Donald Trump. When Barron reached the check-in counter, the staff barely looked at him. But he was looking at my face, and it hadn't warmed or possessed anything. One of them, stressed from the day's rush, snapped, "This passport looks fake. Step aside." Barron's calm reply didn't help. "It's not fake. Please check again." The agent waved him off and called security. Barron didn't argue, as two guards escorted him out. Bracing himself for the kaleidoscope, he waited for the soldiers who were on duty before the windows until Norton and Heron walked in. Barron dropped by the window and snapped, "What? What are you doing?" Sitting quietly on a bench outside, he pulled out his phone and made a single call. "Dad, there's been a mistake," he said, his voice calm despite the situation. Inside the airport, the staff continued their work, unaware of what was about to happen. An hour later, the sound of roaring engines broke through the airport's steady hum. A convoy of black SUVs screeched to a halt outside. Heads turned as Donald Trump stepped out, his presence electrifying the air. "Hello, Chief," he called out. He turned his head behind me. With Secret Service agents flanking him, he marched straight into the terminal. His eyes scanning the crowd and not seeing anyone from behind, he made his way to the front of the line. A bounty hunter loaded with red tape, just like Green Lantern himself. The staff froze in shock. Whispers spread like wildfire. "Is that Donald Trump?" one of them murmured. The counter agent who had dismissed Barron earlier turned pale as Trump's piercing gaze landed on her. She stammered an apology, but Trump cut her off with a sharp wave of his hand. "Where is my son?" he demanded, his voice low but firm. "Something's wrong," he said, feeling desperate. "Where's my son?" he demanded, his voice low but firm. Outside, Barron looked up as his father approached. Trump's stern expression softened for a brief moment. "Are you okay, son?" he asked. Barron nodded, his demeanor calm as always. Together, they walked back into the terminal, where a crowd had gathered to watch the unfolding drama. Trump addressed the staff, his tone sharp and commanding. "This boy was treated unfairly because of assumptions. Is this how you treat people? Is this the kind of airport you run?" The staff stood in silence, their heads bowed in shame. The security guards who had escorted Barron out shuffled uncomfortably. The counter agent stepped forward, her voice trembling. "I'm sorry. I didn't realize." Trump's gaze was cold and steady. "Apologies are good," he said, "but actions matter more. Remember, everyone deserves respect, no matter who they are." Trump's voice began to waver. Trump's gaze was cold and steady. "No matter who they are." News of the incident spread like wildfire. Within hours, social media was abuzz with reactions. Videos of Trump's confrontation with the staff went viral, sparking debates about airport treatment and customer service. The airport management quickly issued a public apology and announced new training programs for their staff. For Barron, the episode was just another day in his life. When asked about it later, he simply shrugged. "People make mistakes," he said. But for the airport staff and those who witnessed the event, it was a powerful lesson about respect and humility. In the weeks that followed, the airport underwent a transformation. The staff attended mandatory training sessions, learning about empathy and proper customer service. The counter agent who had dismissed Barron took it upon herself to volunteer at a local shelter, determined to balance her mistake with positive actions. The security guards who had escorted Barron out started reflecting on their actions, realizing the importance of treating everyone with dignity. A lady wearing an Alpine spotter walked by and said, "I can't believe it's getting you so rattled, Barron. How do you balance that?" Months later, Barron traveled through the same airport again. This time, the staff greeted him with warm smiles and professional courtesy. The atmosphere was different, almost unrecognizable. The incident had left a lasting impact, proving that even small moments could inspire big changes. For everyone involved, the story of that day became a powerful reminder of the importance of kindness and respect. I know I took a lot from it, but I'm trying to become the kind of father who treats my daughter as a person rather than a number. But this wasn't the end of the story. Behind the scenes, a deeper narrative began to unfold. The counteragent, whose name was Lisa, found herself haunted by the incident. She had always dreamed of working in customer service, but the pressures of the job had turned her into someone she didn't recognize. After the incident, she began to reevaluate her life. Lisa enrolled in courses to improve her skills and started a blog to share her journey of growth. Her posts gained a following, and she became a voice for change in the industry. The security guard, Alex, had a different journey. A former soldier, he had taken the job to support his family but struggled to adapt to civilian life. The incident with Barron made him realize how much he had closed himself off from others. Alex sought help and joined a support group for veterans. Through this, he learned the value of empathy and connection, both of which he began applying to his work. Even Barron found himself reflecting on the event. Though he had always been taught to remain calm under pressure, the incident made him think about the privileges and challenges of his last name. He decided to use his platform to promote kindness and understanding. Barron began speaking at schools and events, sharing his story and encouraging young people to treat others with respect. But in the process, writes Fox News, his smile faded and his ideas became fuzzier. Barron began writing for a newspaper and publishing house in 1985. The ripples of that single afternoon spread far and wide, touching lives in unexpected ways. What began as a moment of conflict turned into a catalyst for change, proving that even the smallest actions could have a profound impact.